Jumri Sua, Soksabai Jiate. Welcome to our viewers to the U.S. Embassy's Let's Chat program. We're really excited to have you here today and our two distinguished guests. Here at the United States Embassy this year, in the year 2020, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the United States and Cambodia. And as part of our celebration, each month we are highlighting a theme that reflects cooperation and collaboration between our two countries. This month, March, our theme is women and gender equality. And we're very excited about this theme because of the important work that is going on here in Cambodia. And we're also excited to have two guests today who are champions of women's rights and gender equality, and specifically also the rights of the Lgbti community here in Cambodia and around the world. So welcome to both of you. Thank you for joining us. I wonder if I could ask each of you to introduce yourselves. Tell us just what you are representing in joining us for the program today. Perhaps we could start with you, Yara.
So I'm so excited to be here. My name is Kong Yara, who is a project coordinator of We Are the Same project funded by USAID. So We Are the Same is a 4-year program that enhance the empowerment and equality of LGBTI people in Cambodia. LGBTI stand for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex. You know, I have worked on the issue for 10 years. Also in 2015, UN Women Cambodia recognized my effort as a young champion to end violence against women.
Thank you very much.
Ambassador and I am Tida, and I am a co-founder of Love is Diversity online platform, which is the online platform of LGBTIQ in Cambodia. And also I am the national consultant on LGBTIQ rights project at UN Women Cambodia. I have been working in LGBTIQ issue for 4 years now. Thank you.
Well, great. Thank you very much. I feel very blessed to have two experts representing today the issues that we would like to talk about. Yara, I wonder if you could help us and our viewers understand a little bit the community here. You are a champion of LGBTI rights, but you don't identify as being part of that community. You're a supporter. Could you tell us how you came into this role, being a supporter and being a champion of LGBTI rights?
Thank you, sir. LGBTI born naturally talented, creativity, and they are absolutely genius. So I believe that if we include LGBTI on the development in the country, they will be the path to develop the countries. So it's my role, and I am so excited and happy to work on this issue.
That's great. Now, through the U.S. Embassy, specifically our USAID office, we support a project here in Cambodia called We Are the Same that you are associated with. And a few months ago, I had an opportunity to engage with the program up in Battambang. Okay. Very exciting community there, very spirited, and the events included a concert in a small community. I wonder if you could tell me about what we were experiencing there. What was going on in Battambang that I was able to participate in?
The Village Fair is an exciting event. The objective of the Village Fair is to educate the member of the people in the general in the community to understand about the rights of LGBTI people and encourage them to participate in the media of LGBTI issue in Cambodia. Before the event, we mobilize people as a mobile public announcement to promote the participate of the people in the event. We also play some message, and secondly, we also collaborate with the local authority to invite the villager to come to participate in the event. You know, the village fair start with the music, singing, fashion show, but we also includes on the talk and share some rights and idea as you have shared in the great event. And we also have some following to test the people knowledge to make sure that they receive the right concept of the LGBTI people by having some question and managed by the expert of LGBTI people there. So we have some gift like T-shirt, radio, and phone card for them.
You know, I must say, for the benefit of our viewers today, I found the event very exciting. You had a great turnout of many villagers, excellent singing and performances, and some great speeches. As I recall, the Deputy Governor came to lend her support for the undertaking. I wonder if you could tell us, all of these hundreds of villagers coming, were they there for the entertainment? Were they there to support the cause? What do you think reflects the level of energy and enthusiasm that we saw at that village fair?
You know, Cambodia people love art. So we make art with the rice. So in order to mobilize people, we use art to attract the participation of the audience, the community. And secondly, we collaborate with the sub-local authorities and the ally to speak about the real life of the LGBTI community. The way that the village chief speak, the community speak, and the ally speak makes the community to understand and aware on the rights of the LGBTI people.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yara. Now, Koitida, I wonder if you could help share some of your personal experience, because you do identify as being a member of the LGBTI community. Could you tell us a little bit about your personal story?
Thank you. I remember that I came out in 2016 as a trans man, and the first thing that my feeling was at that time is everything around me is so beautiful and full of hope in my life if compared to before I coming out. Yeah, and later on, my big challenges that I face after I come out is my family. My family doesn't accept me as a trans man. My family want me to wear girl clothes, and my family want me to marry a man. And sometimes my mother using very hurtful word to me, and it hurts me a lot. And moreover, in general public, and most of them still keep their eyes on me when they see me, like I am a stranger, and also sometimes maybe they feel a monster, and also my neighbor at my hometown, they always talk to my father about me, like why I dress as a man, why I do like that, and how does my family feeling about that? And they say that if I do that, my future will be bad.
Well, I'm sorry to hear of some of those difficulties. Are there sources of encouragement from friends or other family members or in the community that are accepting of your transition and your identity and give you hope that you can continue to live the way you choose to live?
Yeah, first thing that I prepare, I make sure that I well prepare for everything will be happen to me after I come out. So before I decide to come out, I prepare that, what will happen? My mother or my family will say this, will say that, and also the general public will say this, will say that. So I think well prepared plan help me a lot with that. I can face, I can solve it, I can overcome it. And also I have some friends and also some friends in Facebook also support me because they know that I am the activist, and yeah, they know me a lot, and then those of them encourage me to be who I am till now, and also I be the activist to help them as well.
Well, thank you both for your personal stories. I wonder if for a moment we could talk about the broader community of LGBTI here in Cambodia. What are some of the macro level challenges for the community when you look at living lives, employment, education, surviving at community level, national level? What would you identify as some of the big national level challenges? Yara?
For LGBTI people, we lack of legal protection against the discrimination and violence to the LGBTI people, and absence of same-sex marriage. Secondly, about the social discrimination, in Cambodia we have gender norm. In Khmer we call Chbap Srai and Chbap Pro that describe about the roles of men and women. Men must be masculine, women must be feminine. Yes. So there's no an absence of LGBTI there. In the dictionary of Chuanat, only explain about what is the intersex. And in the family level, the parent always and just educate their children. If you are a boy, you should play as a boy. If you are a girl, you should dress and play as a girl to consistent with the gender norms in Cambodia. In terms of employment and economic status, nowadays the people lies our talent on the cosmetic, prepare the wedding, and on the art. But LGBTI is absolutely talent. They are great in any sector if they have a chance and the equal treatment and the chance of equality of Cambodia. They can be part of the development. And last one is the status of intersex. We do not have ally. We do not have intersex mobilization in Cambodia yet, and no data or research as well.
I see. Thank you.
I think Atida can add some.
Great. Yeah, Tita, please. What do you think about challenges for the broader community here in Cambodia?
Yeah, I agree with Yara said, and I just want to add 2 points. First is about legal recognition, as Bong Yara mentioned, but I just want to detail more about that. So for the legal recognition, it very challenges for LGBTIQ community because they cannot get the certificate of marriage or marriage certificate, and if they cannot get the marriage certificate, they cannot get the book family, and if they don't have the book family in their family, so their children cannot attend to school. So it is really big challenges to us. And also one more thing is about family. Family is still the big challenges for LGBTIQ community in Cambodia. We can say that most of the family, when they first know about their children are LGBT, most of them are ignored. And some of the LGBTIQ faced the mental illness or mental problem from that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I want to remind our viewers, I'm Ambassador Patrick Murphy here at the U.S. Embassy, and you're joining our Let's Chat program. We're highlighting this month, the month of March, women and gender rights here in Cambodia and in cooperation between the United States and Cambodia. And our Let's Chat program is focusing on LGBTI rights here in Cambodia. We'll go to our viewers for a few questions in a few moments, but I wonder with our two guests, we've talked a bit about the challenges. How about the opportunities? What's happening here in Cambodia that gives us reason for hope for the broader community in being part of the social fabric in government and business and education. What are the signs of progress? Please,
We
Yara.
feel very excited, and we see a great positive growth on the issue of LGBTI in Cambodia. You know, on the national level, the Prime Minister used to have a speech to support the LGBTI people in Cambodia. And the level of Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, they already design curriculum that include SOGI, it means the right of LGBT. So they plan to teach the students on the SOGI. And Ministry of Women Affairs, they already also developed Nirotana, the strategic plan, and NAPO, National Action Plan to prevent violence against women, that include the Lgbti there. And Ministry of Information announced if any media violate and abuse rights on media, we can report to the ministry. And Cambodia Human Rights Committee also kinds of very supportive. And recently, you know, the Royal Government of Cambodia just adopted the 9 recommendation of UPO that related to SOGI as well. And we have Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Interior, and other key ministries that very supportive. They join, they participate and recommend on the issue of LGBTI people. And the level of subnational level, when we organize any activity, we can fully collaborate from the village chief, commune chief, district governor. They fully support, they join the event, they share some idea to encourage people to stop bullying and violence to the LGBT people in the community. And you know, we have CSO, we have human rights group, and gender group. They start to include the LGBT there. And LGBTI people are stronger and they're coming out. And some start to get some support from the family and the community. And some showing they are talented in the public, that they are also human, they are part of the society, they can contribute to the development of the society as well. And we also have straight allies, mean they are not LGBT, but they support the movement on the LGBTI. So this is a great example that Cambodia is the unique one in ASEAN, that we have the straight ally here. And we can see we have the regional and international example, like in the United States, European country, some European country and other state country, they start to recognize same-sex marriage and the policy against discrimination.
Yeah.
You
Thank you very much, Yara. Tita, what would you say about opportunities for the community here in Cambodia?
I just want to add one more point that I observe. I can see that LGBTIQ community or themselves, they seem brave enough or dear enough to be themselves if we compare to last 5 years or last 10 years. And yeah, they very brave to show themselves in public and also to challenge the challenges that they face. And yeah, they start talking, they start posting, and also some comment in social media, they start reply to those comments. So I think it's very good progress that LGBTIQ are very strong now.
That's good to hear. That is great to hear. You know, before we go to our viewers in a moment for questions, I want to ask what you think the United States and the U.S. Embassy could do more to be supportive of the LGBTI community and LGBTI rights here in Cambodia. You know, we look at our experience in the United States, and it's been a long struggle. We have a lot of lessons learned. We think we've gotten to a better place. For example, if you look at same-sex marriage, just 15 years ago, it was only legal in 1 of our 50 states. Thanks to a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court, it's now a right for all citizens across the United States in all 50 states. But we're still trying to make more progress. when it comes to addressing stigma and discrimination. But in the meantime, we want to be very supportive and a good, solid, reliable partner here in Cambodia. Are there more things you think that we could be doing at the U.S. Embassy? Yara?
Okay, thanks so much. It's so inspired from the United States. I think that 2 points. One, you should focus on the national level. That the government already adopted the 9 recommendations related to SOGI. Ministry of Education start to produce school curriculum. Ministry of Women Affairs, the Heritage and NAPO. So we can have key ministry and the Royal Government of Cambodia, they already adopt and they have some point already. So we can kinds of partner to collaborate in implementation those things well. But secondly, at the same time, we also should focus on raising awareness on the issue to the community to create more allies. Because I used to meet with the government, they said that it's not a good time yet to establish law and legal protection because the community still have limitation knowledge on the issue of Lgbti. So one focus on national level and the other on the sub-national level together.
Thank you for that advice and counsel. Tita, is there something you think we could be doing more of?
I think the education is very important. It can be 3 ways that you can do. One is supporting capable Cambodian activists, maybe to continue their study in the U.S. or to attend the exchange program in the U.S. And second point, you can support us on the training SOGI and also LGBTI rights to more pedagogy student and teacher and also the student in university. And also the last one can be you can make sure that all the education program of the U.S. Embassy and must be include LGBT in that.
Terrific. That's good advice from both of you. Thank you very much. And hopefully we are contributing a bit today to education by having a Let's Chat discussion about LGBTI rights here in Cambodia. And I'm joined by 2 terrific champions, Mr. Kong Yara, who is a longtime activist and supporter of the LGBTI community and rights. And we're also with Mr. Koi Tida, who is a member of the LGBTI community and a champion and activist. Tita, we have a great question from one of our viewers about you and your connections that you might have with fellow LGBTI activists elsewhere in Southeast Asia. Of course, Cambodia is not alone. You have 9 other member countries of ASEAN and other neighboring countries in the region. Do you have connections, for example, with somebody like Nisha Ayub from SEED in Malaysia or other counterparts working on the same issues in other countries?
I can say till now I do not have any connection with other NGO or group in other country yet, but I just know some friends in Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, Myanmar, Vietnam. I just know some friends from that. Thank you.
Great. And maybe, Yaro, we could ask you the same question. With your program about We Are the Same, do you have any connections with other programs in other countries?
We also have connection with ASEAN SOGI Caucus, which is the regional group that advocate for the right of LGBT in ASEAN.
Thank you very much. We have another really, I think, terrific question, and sometimes I ask the same question, from May Sokunra, who asks, what does LGBTQI stand for? And I must admit, I myself want to be a big supporter of the community, but the acronym changes over time. We want to be as inclusive as possible. Some people use LGBT, others use LGBTQ, and even others add on LGBTQI. I wonder if you could help us understand what does that acronym stand for?
LGBTQI stand for L for lesbian, G for gay, B, bisexual, T for transgender, I for intersex, and Q for queer or question.
And maybe, Tita, I could ask you, does this acronym tell the entire story? Is it fully inclusive of the community, or is there more to the story than just the acronym?
I think it's more than the acronym.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for sharing with that. So we have another question from one of our viewers. How is social media being used to promote respects and rights for the LGBTIQ community, and how can we help counter cyberbullying? So when we talk in Cambodia about social media, of course, Facebook is very popular.
Yeah.
There are other social media platforms. What would you say is the conversation there in the social media realm a positive one, or are there challenges with what's communicated in the social media platforms? Yara, do you have any ideas on that?
In terms of Facebook, I think it's very popular in Cambodia recently. Many Cambodian people use the Facebook. In terms of using Facebook in Cambodia, we have a pro and cons. There are people who discriminate and the people who support. Some CSO human rights group, especially LGBTI organization, they use Facebook to advocate and promote the rights of LGBTI people. But at the same time, there are also discriminated people who start to share, to post, to produce video to against the LGBTI community. I think that how to use Facebook and promote it to the LGBTI community. For example, we use it as individually. When people share and post something on the right, we can share, we can comment to our friend, to our family, to the community. And if we can see the people who discriminate against us, we can try to explain without discriminate them back. Because when they discriminate us and we bullying and discriminate back, when is the end of the conflict? So try to explain to make them to become ally. They are now active on the discrimination, but we believe that when they understand, they will active to be an ally of the LGBTI people in Cambodia.
Thank you, Yara. Tina, what would you say about social media and the LGBTI community and challenges and opportunities?
I agree with Bong Yara, but I still see the positive sides of the social media. That till now, social media help us a lot to promote LGBTI rights, especially in my group. We have the 4 platforms of social media. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So we can reach more people than before. And now a lot of them start to chat to us. They inbox us to ask questions and also to ask us the event they want to join. And we have a lot of chat with them through social media. So I can see that, it's very helpful to us.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Very good to hear. Well, we're having a great discussion today about LGBTI rights, and I think our time is now running out, sadly. I've really enjoyed the conversation. But I wonder if we could give each of you an opportunity for a final word on your efforts. What would you like our viewers to know as a takeaway message on the LGBTI community and efforts to achieve greater equality? Yara?
Thank you. We should together end the violence and protect the LGBTI people in Cambodia. If we exclude them, they cannot be part of the development in the Cambodian society. So if we include them, they can have time, they can show they are talented, they can show they are creative to participate in development in Cambodian country. LGBTI born naturally. It means that we cannot change them, we cannot teach them to become straight people. If we born same-sex, we will be same-sex. If we born straight, we will be straight. So it cannot be changed. So please together end the violence for the equality.
Thank you. Tita?
Thank you. I believe we are on the same way to everyone around the world, that what we want is the peaceful world. What we want is the harmony world, that we can live together, we can support each other, and the equality and also social justice. So I believe we are on the same way as everyone. So we go together, we help each other, we work together to get what we want by expecting each other and human rights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tita. Thank both of you. I really appreciate your enthusiasm and energy. This has been a lot of fun. A reminder to our viewers, this month at the U.S. Embassy, we are highlighting women and gender equality as part of our 70th anniversary celebrations this year. You've been with Ambassador Patrick Murphy. We've had a Let's Chat discussion about LGBTI rights, opportunities, and challenges here in Cambodia. And I've had two terrific guests, champions of LGBTI rights, Mr. Kong Yara, who works with the program We Are the Same, and Mr. Khoi Tida, representative of the LGBTI community and a longtime activist. Thank you both, and best wishes for your work going ahead. Thank you for your partnership. Akun Jarang.